Hello, and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts Shipyard Champions. Today's challenge has been issued by Ulairi, and we're about to fight 3 ships that he has designed: a battleship, a battlecruiser, a heavy cruiser from Japan 1936, and we're gonna face them with Chinese ships because that is a requirement. Now let's go through what else this challenge entails. So, you have been given 10 points. You can spend those points on ships, hints, or a technology boost to win this engagement. Leftover points will be added to your final score. General settings: your nation China, enemy nation Japan. Time 1936 for enemy nation, 1936 or 38 for your nation. Engagement range 32 kilometers, weather clear, time day, no unlock allowed. Enemy forces: pre-designed warships, 1 battleship, battlecruiser, a heavy cruiser. Friendly forces: this is where things get a little bit complicated. You can use a maximum of 7 ships, but there are some restrictions, see below. Maximum 1 battleship allowed, or 2 light cruisers, 1 heavy, and 6 DDs. To spice this mission up, you have been given 10 points. You may spend these 10 points on different ships, technology level, or intelligence data on the pre-built ships you will fight. Or don't, and keep the points to add to your total tally later on. The problem is everything you do will cost something, thus spending something is a must. How much you spend though, that's up to you. So, buying ships. A battleship costs me 3 points, a heavy cruiser costs me 2 points. Light cruiser costs me 1 point for a maximum of 2. DDs cost me half a point each for a maximum of 6 DDs for 3 points. Technology unlock: I can spend 5 points, give myself a 2-year advantage, so set my starting date to 1938. Or I can spend points unlocking hints about the ships I am about to fight. Sinking the enemy: the battleship is worth 3 points, the battlecruiser is worth 2 points, the heavy cruiser is worth 1 point. So sinking all of them, that will give me 6 points. Restrictions: you must fight. Not fighting and just taking the 10 points and adding them all to my score, that's not allowed. Also, the super battleship hull is not allowed. So I'm gonna go with a single battleship. That's gonna cost me 3 points. So the remaining 7 points, they are added to my score. If I sink all of these 3 ships, I get 13 points. Okay? Okay, let's design a ship. Oh, no super battleship. Modern battleship. Let's max it out. Let's make it not too slow. Let's see. Main tower. That's very good tower spotting. And good long range accuracy. Which has the best long range accuracy bonus here. +7. Thinking I'm gonna go for long range. Probably this one. Is there only 1 funnel slot on this tower? Yeah. It does fit the biggest funnel though. Gotta go with diesel. Yeah, that gives me more than enough engine efficiency. Now what kind of guns can I fit? 16 Mark III. Okay, I can go all the way up to 18-inch Mark III. Um, 14 is still Mark III. 13 is Mark V. It is almost tempting to to go with a low caliber, lots of shells spitting out type of build, but I'm gonna go ammo 440, ammo 440. So I get the same amount of ammo per gun with 18 as with 16. I'm gonna go with 18s. They're both Mark III. Okay. It's a very long ship, though. Can I max out the beam and draft? Why not? Why not? Make it a bit more stable. Maybe that will give me enough displacement to go with 4 triple 18s, although I doubt it. Let's pack on all the stuff I like to pack on my ships. Modern one, Barbette 5. I'm guessing the heavy cruiser is carrying torpedoes because it's a Japanese cruiser. The ammo doesn't change in the tooltip. That might be a bug. It's probably just a little visual bug. Let's see, flashfire chance is terrible currently. I'm gonna go cap ballistic. 2 powder 3. Okay, flashfire chance is still 0, even with TNT 4 instead of TNT 2. TNT 3 and 2 give me less flashfire chance than 4, but 0 is 0. Do I want to go with stereoscopic instead of coincidence? No, I want to go with coincidence. Get my long-range accuracy bonus from radar 3. These are 51 caliber. That's a lot of deck penetration. If I make them 55s, that's still a lot of deck penetration. 58s, deck pen is starting to suffer a little bit. At 40,000 meters, 35,000 still got 55 inches of deck pen. That's not terrible. quite a bit of deck armor. It's not a bad thing. It is quite balanced. We've got 2,000 tons almost to play with. I'm gonna put some of that into armor. I think. And a triple bottom hull. Now, I intend to fight this at quite long range. So I don't think secondaries are going to come into play. I'm banking on being able to outrange the enemy battleship. Now, what are my assumptions regarding the enemy ships? I do assume that the heavy cruiser is carrying torpedoes. Probably oxygen torpedoes. I'm guessing, since I could not pick a super battleship, I'm guessing the enemy battleship is probably a super battleship. I'm guessing probably, since apparently Mark III 20-inch guns are available in 1936, that might be what it's armed with. But I'm just hoping they don't have as much range as I do. It's 55 inches at 35,000 meters. Is that going to be enough to actually pen the deck armor on the enemy ship? I don't know. But I'm hoping. I'm also hoping they also have a very limited amount of armor they can put on their turrets. Mine maxes out at 12.6. I think with 20-inch guns you get up to 14 inches, but that's a hard limit. And at plus 150, I guess, armor strength with the different things added. That's 36. Yeah, it's gonna be less than 40 inches of effective armor. So yeah, I can penetrate that kind of deck armor with these guns, and that's good. Yeah, looks good enough. It's a little bit of a oh no, it's not good enough. I need more shells. Flash fire chance is still 0. That's good. What to reduce? Suddenly overweight by a little bit. There we go. Pitch isn't great. Good enough, good enough. Let's see what we're up against. Yeah, that looks like a super battleship to me. I recognize the little slope here. That's the that's basically a Yamato. And strange, that's a battlecruiser. 2 turrets at the rear, 1 at the front, with the secondary on tall barbette, and a heavy cruiser with lots of guns. Let's see. Even before they are identified, there are a couple of things we can't identify. 15 8.9s, that's the heavy cruiser. Kind of range. Do you have torpedoes? Yeah, 23 kilometers. 26 with the 8.9s. 9 18.1-inch guns. So that must be the battleship. Kind of range to 50.2 kilometers. I will not be outranging the enemy. And this one has 2 single 16.8s and a single 18.9. 56 kilometer for the 18.9. Okay. Yeah. Yamato, basically. That is my first target. Oh, we scored the first hits, and they retaliate. Let's get my thumbnail. Come on, no outline. Jesus. There we go. Good enough. Now, what kind of assumptions can we make about that battleship? That's really long range. So that either means it does not use tube powder, which means it could explode, or it means it just has really, really long barrels, which means probably doesn't have a lot of deck penetration. Because with my ship just going from 55 caliber to 58 and cut my deck penetration in half. Clear some of this damage instability. Yeah, they are starting to ricochet off me now. Destroyed main gun on the battleship. Didn't explode though. There we go. My deck penetrations are starting to come in, I think. There we go. Big hits on the battleship. Oh, I'm out of range. Gosh darn it. That means I lose my targeting bonus. That was dumb. I was careless. Let's see here. It is identified. And we blew up some secondaries. We've blown up one of the main guns. Top speed 27 knots. It does have 2 powder 3, TNT 3. Generation 2 radar, so it shouldn't be too explosive. The armor isn't too impressive, 9 inches of main deck. Citadel 3. Quality is only 140%. It's only got 1 inner deck armor layer. Yeah, I can pen this guy's deck quite easily. Alright. With only Citadel 3, it might actually have a bit of a flash fire chance. This guy, also TNT 3, 2 powder 3. Also Citadel 3. Not a lot of armor, but it's super fast. What I want to do now, actually, before this battleship sinks, I want to switch fire to the battlecruiser, because it is currently sailing at the speed of the battleship, which is not that fast. But if the battleship sinks, it might accelerate to its top speed of 40 knots almost, and be a very difficult target. So I want to give it at least a little bit of flooding before that happens. This is where I wish I could split fire from my A and B and XY turrets. Oh, don't hit me like that now. I had a brilliant plan to switch targets, and now I'm getting punished for it. There we go, big flooding on Sando Kazumi. I'm gonna go outside of main gun range again. Couple more flooding hits on that battlecruiser and I'm switching back to sinking the battleship. I'm not sure if having more ships in my fleet would have actually benefited me. Because I could only pick one battleship and picking a battlecruiser was not an option. There you go, we're scoring floating hits. And my magical range found bonus is kicked in. Single hit. Yeah, I'm switching back to the battleship now. It is starting to eat me alive. Yeah, the battlecruiser now also has engine damage, so it's not gonna run away even after I sink the battleship, if I sink it. There you go. Flooding hit on the battleship. Still scoring hits on me though, with that range found bonus of it. Mine has not kicked in yet. They're starting to ricochet. And that's because, yeah, they don't have a lot of deck penetration. And at this kind of range, you score a lot more deck hits than belt hits. That's my tower. There goes my spotting. Well, shit. Both main and rear tower taken out, and I've lost a turret. Yeah, no, this is not gonna work. Because I now have to get a lot closer to them, where they can easily penetrate my belt armor. It almost worked. If I'd continued focusing the battleship, I would have sunk it. But I wanted to at least incapacitate the battlecruiser so it wouldn't run away at full speed. Oh yeah, at least I get 7 points for not spending those 7 points. So let's take a look at the hints that we could have spent points for. Buying hints. Battleship spoiler would have cost me 1 point. The battleship started in real life as a battleship, but was modified to become an aircraft carrier instead. Funnily enough, for aircraft, destroyed her two sisters. So yeah, Shimano, that would have been the third Yamato class. Battleship spoiler 2, another point. A lucky soldier from the 316th Infantry Regiment reported that one of the shells from the battleship landed beside him. It crushed a friend but failed to explode. Thus he was able to measure it and reported that it was an 18.1-inch capped AP shell. The other soldiers reported 8 explosions around the same time in several different locations. We think it was a full broadside from our main target. Yeah, 9 guns, 18.1-inch. Battle cruiser spoiler, 1 point. The battlecruiser has single long-barreled main guns. Has single long-barreled main guns of 2 different calibers, one being even bigger than the battleship's guns, but also a secondary battery consisting of 6 and 3-inch guns. Battlecruiser spoiler 2. Corrupt 5 armor combined with the 10-inch main belt and 9-inch main deck makes up the primary defense of this vessel. Her citadel was only an advanced armored citadel. Maybe armor is not her primary defense though, for she can reach nearly 40 knots. And heavy cruiser spoiler. The heavy cruiser has a complement of 100 torpedoes it can fire. It has no torpedo protection or torpedo detection capabilities. Oh, and her captain is a known pyromaniac. Yeah, the heavy cruiser didn't really come into play because I stayed at range until suddenly my tower blew up and I couldn't stay at range. But yeah, that's my attempt at Operation Red Dawn. Yeah, almost worked, but it didn't. So yeah, I'm gonna take my 7 points and go home. Goodbye and take care.